Good morning, students. This is class 11th, subject chemistry, chapter 4, chemical bonding and molecular structure, and this is lecture number 4. Today we will study about VBT, valence bond theory. In previous lecture we have already studied Corey-Lewis approach to chemical bonding and Vesper theory. Now third theory is valence bond theory. So we will explain valence bond theory of covalent bond in two ways. First one is in terms of energy consideration and second one is in terms of orbital overlap concept. Okay, so first we will discuss in terms of energy consideration. Here we will take example of H2 molecule. This is hydrogen atom and this is second hydrogen atom. When these two hydrogen atoms are very far apart from each other, then there is no force of interaction. But when these two atoms comes near to each other, then new forces arise between them. This is nucleus of A atom, okay, which is hydrogen, and this is electron of the same atom. Here, Nb is nucleus of the second hydrogen atom and Eb is electron of the second hydrogen atom. So when these two hydrogen atoms approach each other, then there will be force of attraction as well as force of repulsion between them. So you can see the blue line. These blue line represent the force of repulsion which exists between electron of first hydrogen atom and electron of second hydrogen atom. There is second force of repulsion between nucleus of first hydrogen atom and nucleus of second hydrogen atom. So there are two repulsive force which exist between these two hydrogen atom. Now can you see the red line? These are the force of attraction which exists between these two atoms. Okay, the force of attraction between nucleus of second hydrogen atom and electron of the first hydrogen atom. In the same way, the force of attraction between nucleus of first hydrogen atom and electron of second hydrogen atom. Okay. So now you will observe that the force of attraction dominates over force of repulsion. That is why these two hydrogen atoms combines to form H2 molecules. Whenever there is force of attraction between two atoms, then energy decreases. And as energy decreases, there will be stability and there will be formation of molecule. The hydrogen molecule is more stable than that of isolated hydrogen atom. Okay, after the formation of H2 molecule, if you want to break the bond between hydrogen atom, then energy is to be provided to break the bond between two hydrogen atom. Okay, when you will provide energy, then bond will break and they will convert into hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom is very unstable. Okay, so hydrogen atom combines with another hydrogen atom and it forms H2 molecules and energy releases. Now there is one question that why helium-2 molecule does not exist. So here this is the diagram of helium atom. Okay, can you see here, this is nucleus of first helium atom and these two electrons are of first helium atom, Ea and Ea dash, and this is nucleus of second helium atom and these two Eb, E dash B are the electrons of second helium atom. Now there will be new force of attraction and new force of repulsion which exists between these two atoms. So what are those new force of attraction? So force of attraction is between nucleus of first helium atom and electron of second helium atom. So can you see the black line? You have to see black line. Okay, positive, negative. So there is force of attraction. Similarly, nucleus of first helium atom will be attracted to electron of second helium atom. Okay, so this is second force of attraction. Now third force of attraction is between nucleus of second helium atom and electron of first helium atom. And this is fourth force of attraction, nucleus of second helium atom and electron of first helium atom. So these are the four force of attraction which exist between two helium atom. Now Can you see the red line? These red line represent the force of attraction within the atom. Okay, but we have to see only black line. So here in this diagram, black lines represent force of repulsion. So there will be force of repulsion between electron of first helium atom and electron of second helium atom. Okay, similarly, this is second force of repulsion, this is third force of repulsion, this is fourth force of repulsion, and this one is fifth force of repulsion, which exists between nuclei of first helium atom and nuclei of second helium atom. So in total there are 5 repulsive force. Okay, so total there are 4 attractive force and 5 repulsive force. So as you can see that repulsive force is dominating over attractive force. So that is why energy increases, and as energy increases the molecule becomes unstable. So that is why helium-2 molecule does not exist. So this is valence bond theory of covalent bond in terms of energy consideration. Now we will study about valence bond theory in terms of orbital overlap concept, that how covalent bond forms by overlapping of orbital. You are already familiar with the term orbital from second chapter. Orbital is a three-dimensional space where probability to find an electron is maximum. Now, in terms of orbital overlap concept, a covalent bond is formed by partial overlap of two half-filled atomic orbitals containing electrons with opposite spin. So here we will take one example, formation of H2 molecule. You know that there is covalent bond between hydrogen atom in H2 molecule. Now we will find out the reason of this covalent bond. So in the formation of hydrogen molecule, there is a minimum energy state when two hydrogen atoms are so near that their atomic orbitals undergo partial interpenetration. So here first we will write electronic configuration of hydrogen atom. Electronic configuration is 1s1. Okay. Now this is first hydrogen atom and this is second hydrogen atom. So when first hydrogen atom combines with second hydrogen atom, it forms H2 molecule, right? And there is one electron in s orbital, in 1s orbital. Here also one electron is present in 1s orbital. So orbital is half-filled. So half-filled orbital will overlap with half-filled orbital of second hydrogen atom. And there will be sharing of electron. Can you see here? There is pairing of electron here. So these are the orbitals. This is 1s orbital. This is second 1s orbital. So here there will be overlapping. Okay. That is why there is formation of covalent bond between these two atoms. So there is partial overlapping of atomic orbital. Okay. One electron is present here and one electron is present here with opposite spin. When these two electrons will combine, then what will happen? There will be overlapping of their orbitals and there will be formation of covalent bond. The extent of overlap decides the strength of a covalent bond. In general, greater the overlap, stronger is the bond form. But if overlapping is more than 50%, then what will happen? Nuclei of two atoms will come close to each other. Okay, and after that there will be repulsion between the nuclei. So overlapping is not exceeding over 50%. But here there is a rule, maximum the overlapping, stronger is the bond. So according to orbital overlap concept, the formation of a covalent bond between two atoms results by pairing of electrons present in the valence shell having opposite spin. Now we will take second example, formation of hydrogen fluoride molecule. So here electronic configuration of hydrogen is 1s1 and electronic configuration of fluorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. You must know electronic configuration of all the elements. Okay, now here you can see that 5 electrons are filled in 2p orbital. Total 6 orbital can be present in 2p orbital. but here this is fluorine, so 5 electrons are present in 2p orbital. You can write 2p5 like in this way: 2px2, 2py2 or 2pz1. As you can see here, the total 5 electrons are present in 2p orbital. So you can write the electronic configuration like in this way or like in this way. Now here in 2pz, 1 electron is present. That means it is half filled. Okay. In 2pz orbital, 2 electrons can come, but here only 1 electron is present. So here in hydrogen atom also 1 electron is present. So what will happen? There will be pairing between these two orbitals, 1s1 and 2pz1. Now we will draw their shape. So shape of hydrogen 1s orbital is spherical. Okay. So this is hydrogen atom orbital, 1s orbital. So this is spherical shape, and in this orbital 1 electron is present. In fluorine atom, p orbital, 2p orbitals are present. So p orbital has dumbbell shape. So as you can see here, 2px, 2py, 2pz. That means this 2px is on x-axis, this is on y-axis, and this is on z-axis. So we will consider that suppose this is x-axis and this one is y-axis and this one is z-axis. So along x-axis we will draw one dumbbell shape which is 2px orbital. In 2px orbital, 2 electrons are present. So you will represent electrons with opposite spin. In 2py also 2 electrons are present. So you will represent 2 electrons here with opposite spin. And in 2pz, 1 electron is present. So here we will represent the electron. Okay, now this orbital is half filled and this 1s orbital is also half filled. So what will happen? There will be pairing and there will be overlapping of these two orbitals. When there will be overlapping, then there will be pairing of electron with opposite spin, and here there will be formation of covalent bond and HF molecule will form. So to draw these diagrams, you must know shape of each and every orbital. Now we will take next example, that is formation of F2 molecule. Electronic configuration of fluorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. Okay, you can write this electronic configuration like in this way also: 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py2 and 2pz1. Now one fluorine atom will combines with another fluorine atom and forms F2 molecule. So here these are the orbitals of 2p, right? So here 2px is present here on x-axis, 2py is present on y-axis and 2pz is present on 2pz axis. Remember, these are the orbitals and this is the reason where probability to find the electron is maximum. Now this is for fluorine atom and this is for second fluorine atom. In second fluorine atom also total 5 electrons are present, 2 in 2px, 2 in 2py and 1 in 2pz. Now in 2pz, 1 electron is present. That means it is partially filled. Okay. In first fluorine atom also, in 2pz, only 1 electron is present. So what will happen? Now there will be pairing of these two electrons. Okay. And how pairing will take place? By overlapping of 2pz and 2pz orbital. So there will be overlapping of these two orbital, 2pz and 2pz. By partial overlapping of these orbital, there will be formation of covalent bond and F2 molecule will form. So this is how covalent bond is formed. Now we will study about types of covalent bond. So there are two types of covalent bond. First one is sigma bond and second one is pi bond. So first we will discuss sigma bond. What is sigma bond? When a bond is formed between two atoms by the overlap of their atomic orbital along the internuclear axis or end-to-end or head-to-head overlapping, the bond formed is called sigma bond. Okay, we will understand this definition with the help of one example. Now, Sigma bond is formed in any of the following ways. It can be from SS orbital overlapping, or sp orbital overlapping, or pp orbital overlapping. You will understand these three types in the coming examples. So first we will study about SS orbital overlapping. So this type of overlapping takes place between atoms having half-filled s orbitals in their outermost energy shell. For example, formation of hydrogen molecule. Sigma bond is formed by overlapping of s orbital. Okay. So when hydrogen atom combines with another hydrogen atom, in hydrogen atom the electron is filled in 1s orbital. So this is 1s orbital and 1 electron is present here. This is also hydrogen atom, okay, and this is orbital of hydrogen atom, 1s. So 1 electron is present here. So what will happen? There will be overlapping between these two orbitals, and as there will be overlapping, there will be formation of bond, okay, covalent bond along the internuclear axis. That means the axis of these two orbitals are same. If axes are different, then there will be no overlapping. So sigma bond is formed by overlapping of SS orbital. Okay, an example is H2 molecule. Now sigma bond can also be formed from sp orbital overlapping. Okay, shape of s orbital is spherical shape and shape of p orbital is dumbbell shape. This is dumbbell shape. Okay, now we will take example of HF molecule. For hydrogen, we will draw spherical shape because electron enters in 1s orbital, 1s1. And for fluorine atom, we will draw only shape of 2pz orbital. Okay. So when 2pz orbital overlaps with 1s orbital, then overlapping will be like in this way. This is s orbital, this is p orbital. That is why this overlapping is known as sp overlapping. Okay. Axis of these two orbitals are same. That is why it is along the internuclear axis. So when there is overlapping of s orbital and p orbital, then there is always formation of sigma bond. So now sigma bond can be formed by ss orbital overlapping and it can be formed by sp orbital overlapping. Now there is also one more case, that is pp overlapping. pp orbital overlapping. So here p orbital will overlap with another p orbital. Okay, and the overlapping looks like this. So here we will take example of F2 molecule. So when we write electronic configuration of F2 molecule, 2pz is partially filled, only one electron is present, right? So here this will overlap with to another 2pz orbital. Okay, so there will be overlapping between 2pz and 2pz of fluorine atom, and they will overlap like in this way. This is the region, this is the overlapping region, okay, along the internuclear axis, and that is how F2 molecule forms. So these are the three types of sigma bond. Sigma bond can be formed by pp orbital overlapping, it can be formed by sp orbital overlapping, and it can be formed by ss orbital overlapping. Now next type of covalent bond is pi bond. So first we will define what is pi bond. Pi bond is formed by sideways overlapping of p orbitals. You see, overlapping of p orbitals can be in two ways. First, end-to-end overlapping, which we have studied in this case. This overlapping is known as end-to-end or head-to-head overlapping. And second type of overlapping between p orbital is sideways overlapping. So how sideways overlapping take place? So this is first p orbital, this is second p orbital, okay, and there will be overlapping between these two. So this overlapping is known as sideways overlapping. Okay, you can show this overlapping like this, like in this way also. Okay, if orbitals are far from each other and you cannot show the overlapping in your notebook, then it is the easiest way that you can show overlapping by these dotted lines. Okay, this is also the overlapping, this is also the overlapping. So it is represented by this way also. Okay. When p orbitals overlap with another p orbitals, then this overlapping looks like this. Okay, so this is the final electron cloud picture. The electron cloud will be above the internuclear axis and below the internuclear axis. This is internuclear axis, okay, about which the overlapping is taking place, and overlapping will be like in this way. An electron cloud will be above the internuclear axis and below the internuclear axis. So this is pi bond. Now pi bond is formed between atoms unless accompanied by a sigma bond. You see, whenever there will be pi bond, then there will be sigma bond. So how we can say that pi bonds is formed only in the presence of sigma bond? For that we will take one example, oxygen molecule. When we draw Lewis dot structure of oxygen molecule, you know there is double bond between oxygen atom. So as there is double bond, that means there will be one sigma bond and one pi bond, because in double bond always there is one sigma and one pi bond. How? So look at the electronic configuration of oxygen. Atomic number of oxygen is 6. Okay, 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. This is the electronic configuration. You can write this electronic configuration in this way also. If you will open the 2p2, then you can write it 2px1, 2py1 and 2pz0. Okay. Now there are two electrons which are present in 2px and 2py. Now these orbitals are exactly half filled, because in 2px 2 electrons can come but 1 electron is present. In 2py 2 electrons can come and 1 electron is present. Okay. So here we will draw the atomic orbital of 2px and 2py. As there is no electron in 2pz, so there is no need to draw the 2pz here. Okay. So 2px and 2py are present here. One is 2px and another one is 2py. So this is for first oxygen atom and these orbitals are for second oxygen atom. One electron is present here and one electron is present here. Now what will happen? There will be pairing of electron, and pairing of electron will be there only by overlapping of orbitals. So there will be overlapping between these two orbitals. So here you can see that this is the overlapping area. Okay. So there will be overlapping between the p orbital. So what type of overlapping is this between these two orbitals? This overlapping is known as end-to-end overlapping or head-to-head overlapping, and this overlapping forms sigma bond, right? We have already studied this type of overlapping in sigma bond, that this end-to-end overlapping forms sigma bond, right? But one electron is present here and one electron is also present here, so they will also pair up. So that means pairing between these two orbital will take place, right? But they are far. So how you will show the overlapping? So we can show the overlapping by these dotted lines. If you will show the overlapping like in this way, then it will become little messy. It will not look good. Okay, so you will show overlapping between these two orbitals by dotted lines. Okay, so now here there are two type of overlapping. This is end-to-end overlapping and this is sideways overlapping. So I have already told you that end-to-end overlapping forms sigma bond. End-to-end overlapping of p orbital forms sigma bond. So here we will write sigma bond. And sideways overlapping forms pi bond. So here you will write pi bond. Sigma bond is represented by this sign and pi bond is represented by this sign. Okay. So this is how sigma and pi bond forms in oxygen molecule. We will take one more example of nitrogen molecule. So first step is you have to write electronic configuration. So electronic configuration of nitrogen, whose atomic number is 7, is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. 3 electrons are present in 2p orbital, right? So you can write 2p like in this way also, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. So that means 3 electrons are present in 2p orbital and they are unpaired. they need one electron. That means in total they need 3 electrons to pair up. So now what will happen? One nitrogen atom will combine with another nitrogen atom. So here we will draw shape of 2px, 2py and 2pz orbital. So this is 2px, 2py and 2pz. Okay. There will be overlapping between them. So how overlapping will be there? So look at this structure. Okay. Now here there will be overlapping between this orbital and this orbital. And this overlapping is known as N2 end overlapping. So here you can see that this is the overlapping and this overlapping is end to end, so it will form sigma bond, right? Now there will be overlapping between this orbital and this orbital. Remember, the axis should be the same. Okay, so here this axis is same as this orbital. So there will be overlapping between these two orbitals. There cannot be overlapping between this orbital and this orbital or this orbital. Overlapping between orbital will be there only if axes are same. So there will be overlapping between these two orbitals. So how you will show the overlapping? By dotted lines. Okay, so this is how there will be overlapping between these two orbitals. Now one more orbital is there, 2pz1. Okay, so there will be overlapping between these two also. So you will show overlapping by dotted lines. As overlapping is taking place between this orbital and this one, so dotted lines will go from here to here, right? And you will show these dotted line in here as well as here. Okay, now we will count how many sigma and pi bonds are formed. This one is end-to-end overlapping. So end-to-end overlapping forms sigma bond. So this is sigma bond. So one bond is present here between nitrogen. Now second bond is formed by sideways overlapping. So there are two sideways overlapping. So there will be formation of two pi bonds. So one pi bond will form second bond and this pi bond will form third bond. Okay. So there is triple bond between nitrogen atom, and these triple bonds are formed by one sigma bond, two pi bonds. Okay. So from here we can say that in single bond there is always overlapping of ss orbital, sp orbital and pp orbital, and pi bond always forms in the presence of sigma bond. Now this is a diagram which shows positive overlapping and negative overlapping between the orbitals. Orbitals are like electron wave. Okay. So these are the waves. As you can see in wave, there is crust and trough, right? So there is positive part as well as negative part. So here in orbital also we will represent by sign convention that this one is positive and this one is negative. So when positive one overlap with positive part, then what will happen? There will be positive overlapping and there will be formation of covalent bond. But when positive overlaps with negative, then there will be negative overlapping and formation of bond will not take place. Now next is here overlapping between pz and s orbital. So this is also a positive overlapping and this one is negative overlapping. Negative, positive. Here plus, minus. So this one is sideways overlapping between two p x orbital. X is the same, so that is why overlapping is there. Here overlapping is there but positive, negative. Okay, that is why this is negative overlapping. Now here also between py orbital there will be sideways overlapping between positive, positive, negative, negative. But here this is negative overlapping. Now here you can see that this one is zero overlap because this is s orbital and this is px orbital. Okay, so this px orbital is along x axis, and when s orbital overlaps with px orbital, then there will be no overlapping. Okay, here also between px and py there will be no overlapping because this is in 3-dimensional. Assume this orbital in 3-dimensional. Okay, so if axes are different, then how overlapping will take place? So if axes are different, then there will be no overlapping. So between Px and Py, there will be zero overlapping. So that's all for today, students. Now this is your homework which you have to do today. Differentiate between sigma and pi bond. Why helium-2 molecule is not possible. What orbitals can overlap to form a sigma bond and which orbital can do so to form a pi bond. Note down these questions and send these questions on my email ID. Thank you and have a nice day.